তোমরা যারা ক্যালকাটা ইউনিভার্সিটির ছাত্রছাত্রী আছো, তোমাদের AEC-2 অর্থাৎ সেকেন্ড সেমিস্টারের 3টে প্রোজের মধ্যে ও হেনরির লেখা দ্য লাস্ট লিফের 37টি MCQ আমি দিলাম। তোমরা যারা পার্ট 2 দেখোনি তারা অবশ্যই পার্ট 2 দেখে নিও। তো শুরু করা যাক। Question number 44. Whose lifelong dream was to make a masterpiece in the story The Last Leaf? Answer is Bearman. How can she be so foolish? Who said this? Bearman. Sue drew the curtains together and they went to the next room. Who are they here? Answer is Sue and Bearman. Question number 47. Who didn't say a word and went back to the room in the story The Last Leaf? Option A, Bearman. Option B, Sue. Option C, John C. Option D, author. Correct answer is option A, Bearman. Who woke up the next morning with a feeble voice in the story The Last Leaf? Option A, Sue. Option B, John C. Option C, Bearman. Option D, the doctor. Answer is option B, John C. Next question, 49. She drew back the curtains very reluctantly. Who is she here? Option A, Sue. Option B, John C. Option C, the cook. Option D, the author. Correct answer is option A, Sue. Next question, look, there is still one leaf on the creeper. Who said this? Option A, Bearman. Option B, Sue. Option C, John C. Answer is option B, Sue. Next question, how did the last leaf remaining on the creeper look like in the story The Last Leaf? Option A, green. Option B, healthy. Option C, small. Option D, both A and B. Correct answer is option D, both A and B. 52. The flat where Sue and John C. stayed on the story of the old house. Option A, second. Option B, third. Option C, fourth. Option D, first. Answer is option B, third. 53. Who fell very seriously ill in November in the story The Last Leaf? Option A, Sue. Option B, Jack. Option C, John C. Option D, author. Correct answer is option C, John C. Question number 54. What did the doctor ask Sue in the story The Last Leaf? Option A, if anything was worrying John C. Option B, if they had enough money for treatment. Option C, if Sue was worried about John C's health. Option D, if Sue and John C were physically fit. His correct answer is if anything was worrying John C. Next question, who tried her best to make John C take interest in things around her? Option A, the doctor. Option B, author. Option C, Sue. Option D, Bearman. Who tried her best to make John C take interest in things around her? Correct answer is option C, Sue. 56. She talked about her clothes and fashions. Who is she here? Option A, John C, the doctor. Option B, the doctor. Option C, Sue's mother. Option D, Sue. Correct answer is option D, Sue. Next question, suddenly Sue heard John C whisper something. What did Sue actually hear? Option A, John C was shivering out of cold. Option B, John C was singing her favorite song. Option C, John C was counting numbers backwards. Option D, John C was calling out her parents in sleep. Answer is option C, John C was counting numbers backwards. 58. They are falling faster now. Who said this? Option A, John C. Option B, Sue. Option C, the doctor. Option D, Bearman. Answer is option A, John C. Next question. According to John C, 3 days ago, approximately how many leaves were there on the ivy creeper as mentioned in the story The Last Leaf? Option A, 1000. Option B, 100. Option C, 10. Option D, 5. Answer is option B, 100. They are falling faster now. Here they means option A, water droplets. Option B, hail. Option C, petals. Option D, leaves. Answer is option D, leaves. Next question, I have known this for the last 3 days. Who said this? Option A Sue, option B the doctor, option C author, option D John C. Answer is option D John C. Next question. I have known this for the last 3 days. What did she know? Option A. When Sue sings, John C feels better. Option B. Whenever it snows, it gets melancholic. Option C. When the last leaf falls, she will die. Option D. The last leaf will never fall. Answer is when the last leaf falls, she will die. Our next question. Who brought John C a bowl of soup in the story The Last Leaf? Option A Sue, option B the cook, option C Bayman, option D the doctor. Answer is option A Sue. Next question. I want to see the last one fall before it gets dark. Who said this? Option A the author, option B Sue, option C John C, option D Bayman. Correct answer is option C John C. Next question. What did Sue beg John C in the story The Last Leaf? Option A not to look outside the window while she faints, not to whisper while she paints, not to sing aloud while she paints, to finish the hot soup so that she can sleep peacefully. The correct answer is not to look outside the window while she paints. Our next question. Who found Mr. Bayman on the bed in the first place in the story The Last Leaf? Option A the janitor, option B Sue, option C John C, option D the cook. Answer is option A the janitor. Next question. He had been out in the stormy night. In that stormy night, who is he here? Option A the doctor, option B the author, option C Bayman, option D none of the above. Answer is option C Bayman. Then they found a ladder and a lantern still lighted lying near his bed. Who are they? Option A Sue and John C, option B Bayman and Sue, option C Bayman and John C, option D author's friends. Correct answer is Sue and John C. Next question. That's Bayman's masterpiece. Who said this dialogue? Option A John C, option B Sue, option C janitor, option D Bayman. Correct answer is option B Sue. What's the meaning of janitor in the story The Last Leaf? Option A caretaker of a building, option B personal cook, option C allopathy doctor, option D nurse. Answer is caretaker of a building. 71. Who poured out her oris to Mr. Bayman in the story The Last Leaf? Option A John C, option B Sue, option C the janitor, option D the doctor. Answer is option B Sue. In the strong wind outside, what was the creeper doing in the story The Last Leaf? Option A growing, option B shedding leaves, option C flipping rapidly, and option D none of the above. Answer is option B shedding leaves. 73. They tiptoed into the room. Who are they here? Option A Sue and John C, option B John C and Bayman, option C Sue and Bayman, option D Sue and the doctor. Answer is option C Sue and Bayman. Next question. I will come with you and see John C. Who said this? Option A the doctor, option B Sue, option C Bayman, and option D the janitor. Correct answer is option C Bayman. Next question. Who said that it's a sign to want to die in the story The Last Leaf? Option A Sue, option B Bayman, option C John C, and option D the doctor. Correct answer is option C John C. 76. Who combed her hair and smiled brightly looking at the mirror in the story The Last Leaf? Option A Sue, option B Bayman, option C John C, and option D the author. Answer is option C John C. Next question. 77. He is also suffering from pneumonia, but I am afraid there is no hope for him. Who said this? Answer is the doctor. I have something to tell you. Who said this? Option A, the doctor. Option B, John C. Option C, Bearman. Option D, Sue. Correct answer is option D, Sue. For how many days Mr. Bearman was sick in the story The Last Leaf? Option A, 2 days. Option B, 3 days. Option C, 5 days. Option D, a week. Correct answer is option A, 2 days. What would Sue do while working in order to take John's mind off her illness? Option A, talk about fashion. Talk about snow and rains. Option C, whistle. Option D, sing. Correct answer is option C, whistle. That's all. তাহলে তোমাদের ও হেনরির লেখা দ্য লাস্ট লিভ প্রোজের থেকে টোটাল 80টা এমসিকিউ দিলাম। তোমরা অবশ্যই পার্ট 1, 2, 3 দেখে নিও এবং কমেন্ট করে জানিও কেমন লাগলো এই ভিডিওটা। থ্যাংক ইউ।